But you understand, we do have one game left to play. Hey, fantastic. Every single one of you. I mean, I'm not just talking about these last 60 minutes. I'm talking about the quarterback schools, the mini camp, the off-season, the training camp, down in Austin when it was hot and you were tired, the whole bit. Everybody, you did one hell of a job. And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Yo, Cowboy fans only. Yo, look, this is for the Cowboy fans. 8th wonder Jerry's World, yeah, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan, yeah. This is for the Cowboy fans. 8th wonder Jerry's World, yeah, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. Yo. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan. It's time to eat, off tackle or the sweep. Behind Teron and Collins, ain't no problem feeding Zeke. And Dak lick his chops when he see D Lamb deep. You know 88 tradition that repeat. Coop route like Irvin, watch for Cedric in the slot. See us try to gallop to the end zone, they can't stop. Dalton up the seam, Jarwin carving up your team. Tony Pollard, X Factor, Kellen Moore with the scheme. We applying pressure with Lawrence and Gregory. QB's getting sacked, can't relax, rehab therapy. Micah got a hit list, Jalen Smith hit stick. No escaping Leighton, got him Trayvon with the pick six, dig that. Kazi go kamikaze, the defense is solid. Find me in Dallas at Jerry's Palace among stars. Screaming Cowboy fans only, yeah. Screaming Cowboy fans only. This is for the Cowboy fans. 8th wonder Jerry's World, yeah, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan, yeah. This is for the Cowboy fans. 8th wonder Jerry's World, yeah, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan. Shout out J Tuck. Subscribe to his YouTube page, Cowboy Fans Only. CowboysFansOnly.com for all your merchandise. Cowboys stand up.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy J Tuck. People who hate on Trayvon Diggs for no damn reason, real Cowboys fans stand up. But you are now tuned into the Cowboys Fans Only channel. So if you're new, do us a huge favor, comment, like, subscribe. Somewhere down there, somewhere down there, somewhere down there. Just like that. Y'all see that? Someone just subscribe. Do that. And be sure to turn on that notification bell to stay updated with all Dallas Cowboys news and content. Also, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, JTuck151, and of course, CowboysFansOnly.com. But yo, CFO gang, we got a game on Sunday, and I've been preaching it heavily on this channel. This is the one that I have circled. So, when you got those good games, when it's more like a fired up game, when you really want to bring out that atmosphere and that vibe and that mood, got to call on some of the big dogs, man. So I made a phone call to one of the big dogs, one of my personal favorites in this content creation, man. He really needs no introduction. Y'all should know who he is. But I had to call him up. It's like, bro, let's get ready for this Arizona game. So I hit him up. So, ladies and gents, I'd like to welcome to the CFO channel, my guy, Big Game James. What's going on, bro?
What's up, dog? What's up, man? I'm very glad to be on. Appreciate you hitting me up. I was excited when you hit me up. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the Cardinals. 2 games left. Cowboys rolling 4 in a row. What better way to end these last 2, especially with these Cardinals? Kyler Murray, I'm ready for it, man.
I'm ready, bro. And I'm ready. I said this yesterday, right? People forget. They came in and they tracked mud all over AT&T Stadium, bro. They dog walked us last year. It was bad. It was a Monday night game, I believe. And it was like, since that point, you've been hearing Kyler Murray kind of say these little slick comments, and I just don't like it, right? So I feel like on Sunday, I'm ready to put this team in a place and Kyler Murray in his place. He's been talking about how he runs AT&T Stadium and all that. Ain't gonna be all that on Sunday. It's gonna be a lot different. But I want to start back in camp. We were both in Oxnard, and I know back in the summer, you kind of coined the phrase "we'll see." You wasn't really buying it. You wasn't really drinking no Kool-Aid. But now you are ready to slay the dragon. You trying to go
slaying
to
dragons?
You ready to slay the dragon? You ready to go to Green Bay and cold? So let me ask you this, bro. What changed? When did it change? When was that point you were sitting back watching this year's team? You was like, nah, this is different.
Well, first it really changed, when we got to camp, and camp is always big for me, but really, I was already felt good about the offense. I already knew the offense was it was like year 3 going into year 3, everybody had been together, so I felt comfortable with the offense. Dak coming back, I wasn't having any reservations. So the reservations were really with the defense, because you had a lot of new moving parts. Dan Quinn was coming on board. I'm not going to sit there and say I was sold on Dan Quinn. I knew they were going to hire him, but I was looking at the Atlanta debacle and just the Atlanta taste in the mouth. I'm like, is he going to come over here and do that same thing? But when I heard Dan Quinn's first interview, Tuck, I said, okay, I like this dude. I was like, I like this dude. So then when I just really started them watching them in camp, it felt real. Like, I'm like, wow, okay, we might have something here. You got some good players. This defense is really fast and athletic. We just got to see. Preseason games, you were like, okay, even with the injuries, I was like, okay, let's see. But for me, to where I said, this is different. When we went to New England and beat New England in New England, and when we beat Minnesota in Minnesota without Dak, them 2 games, I was like, okay, we slaying dragons. This team is different, especially that New England game, because Belichick had been a dragon to us, dog. He been killing us. With Brady, he been killing Dallas. You know what I'm saying? And he's been a dragon. And to go into New England, I don't care if it was a rookie or not, that still was a hostile environment. He's still a great coach. It was still a good coach team, regardless. They had a good offense and defense. Look where they're playing now. Look where they're seated in the NFL and the AFC. So for Dallas to go in there and do that, and then to come right back and play the Vikings and win that game the way they did, I was like, okay, they slaying dragons this year. I want Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Here we go. and I've been saying that, bro. Like, I feel like ultimately we're going to have to slay that dragon. It's kind of like what Kansas City had to go through. Ultimately, they didn't go through Tom Brady. They faced him last year, but, it's just always that one person who's constantly in your way. And I feel like not only for the Dallas Cowboys standpoint, but also for Mike McCarthy. To look across that sideline and see Aaron Rodgers, it's going to be big. But I'm not worried about that. And the reason why, as we spoke about this a second ago, is I feel like the moment won't be too big for this team because we started off in Tampa. We looked across, the sideline and saw the GOAT and Tom Brady. I mean, that was a Super Bowl-like atmosphere. It was fireworks and balloons and airplanes and all sorts of stuff. So I like what I see from this young team. They seem to not get rattled. And a lot of people overlook that Minnesota game, as you mentioned, because think about it. If we lose that Minnesota game, this playoff race for the NFC East with the Eagles still kind of trailing is a lot different if we lose that game. So I like the resiliency you're seeing from this coaching staff, this team, and these players, but also this defense, man. You're a defensive guy like me. I love it. We kind of saw some trends of it last year, but I love to see the leap moving forward. But for the people who can't really grasp, bro, when you watch film and you watch this defense from last year to this year, we talked about the team speed, but what is one thing that you're seeing on film that Dan Quinn is doing to put the players in their best position to make the plays that you're seeing on Sunday?
Well, I think he started when he said in his first few interviews, when Basham and them came in, he said, I'm going to identify what each one of these players do good. Once I identify what they do good, we're going to highlight that and be able to put that in play on the field. And I think that's what he done, especially with Michael Parsons. I think he's had about 88 blitzes this year. The next highest player is LVE at 28. So one thing I like about that, he identified Michael Parsons. Okay, I'm building this defense around him. I'm going to be able to get my front and be able to identify mismatches. And where people were saying, man, he need to be on the field. He need to be on the field. I said, no, let him be up in the box because I've coached, and I know you've been up in there, Tuck. You can see, you can watch and see, you can see what's going on. So you can identify weaknesses and, okay, we can really attack this play, the next play. And I think him being in that booth, being able to see a Micah Parsons and be able to take him down the line and be able to like, okay, here's a mismatch right here. I got D-Law right here. We're going to blitz Micah Parsons right on this outside. I'm going to send him over this left guard. We're identifying weaknesses. Terrell Basham, he told him from the very beginning, you're a good pass rusher, but I don't like your get off. I don't like how you get off. And Basham even noted that. He said, I changed my get off when I'm coming off the line of scrimmage. Randy Gregory, I see the way, he was doing that cover 3. But the one thing I really like about him, he's coming up to the line of scrimmage and everybody thinking we're blitzing. We're not. They're only blitzing like 23% of the time. He's coming in with those different disguises, and that's what I like. Sending people late, sending Parsons late, coming with the blitz, dropping back in coverage, confusing the quarterback, sending people in waves, doing a whole cover 0 and just sending everybody out. Using your parts and pieces, that's what I'm really excited about because you got a good mix of veterans and rookies that are sliding in. And one thing I really like about it, Tuck, is Golston, Osa, Micah, all those young players got all that goodness early. Right. So they're not going to be shell-shocked when we're getting ready to hit these playoffs in the Aaron Rodgers and those guys because they got good work, and it's not going to be something crazy when DeMarcus Lawrence goes out and a Chauncey Golston comes in for him. And what he's doing also, what I love, Tuck, is he's really dissecting and really managing the snaps. When you look at the snap counts to everybody, it's a good mix and everybody's getting into play. Everybody's getting in the fold. And that's what I like it because we have the talent now.
Right.
When we had Ron Marinelli, Ron Marinelli was rotating too, right. But he had them orphans. And when you rotate, right, and when you rotating them backups, they was not good. And then next thing you know, Dallas is getting gashed. Mm-hmm. This time now, Tuck, when we're rotating guys in, the drop-off is not bad. And I think that's the reason why this defense is becoming elite.
Yep. And I think it's a testament to not only Mike McCarthy, but Will McClay with this draft class. Because it's like, we were kind of watching this draft and kind of iffy about some of these players. But for them to get the opportunity to step up, you mentioned, or, we all know Micah. But, Chauncey Golston, Osa, which is one of my favorites. Even Quentin Bohanna's gotten some reps out there. Yep. We finally got a peek of Boss Man on Sunday. Ooh. So it's like, it's good to see everyone stepping up. And Mike McCarthy mentioned this way back in Hard Knocks, right? It's going to take 70, whatever number he mentioned, to win a Super Bowl. And everybody out there in rotation is adding on. And I give credit to Dan Quinn, the staff, for this, right? Because I feel like when Gregory went down and also D-Law, for them to have the creativity to be like, all right, I'm going to bring Micah Parsons off. I'm not really sure, y'all, in coaching staffs past, they would have had the creativity to do that. They probably would have just left Micah back at the middle linebacker position, maybe had Golston, Armstrong, a few other guys out there trying to fill that void. But I like what Dan Quinn is doing. He's using his chess pieces in different places, and you're seeing it translate on the field on Sunday.
I totally agree. And even on the offensive side, Tuck, I mean, they haven't been afraid to say, hey, this isn't working. We're making the switch.
Right.
And just like you just said, we didn't see that in the staff in the past. We weren't seeing that. We were seeing them staying with it and we'll just make it work. We'll just figure it out. We'll just make it work. And a lot of us were just frustrated, like, come on, man, make some adjustments here. Make a change. This dude is getting killed. Take him out. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
We're not seeing that now. People was complaining about Connor McGovern. They listened to it. They did. They were like, okay, you know what? Tyron Smith's coming back. We want to have that starting 5. And I like that they're not scared of it. And that's why I was saying about Mike McCarthy, Tuck, is when people like, nah, Dan Quinn and them should be MVP. And that I'm giving Mike McCarthy that good juju, the way Kyler Murray says, because he's the one that had the final say in saying, let's make the switch. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
When La'el Collins came in, when Steele came in, when McGovern came in and went out, and Connor Williams, he had the final say on what to do with that. And he did it. And they worked. So I really love that. And just like with the Dan Quinn thing, he's identified and found spots. Just like you said, when Randy Gregory went down, D-Law went down. Heck, even guys back injured in the back end, Tuck, with KZ was out a few times, and then Donovan Wilson, and then what he's done with Curse. It's just really good to see that they said that, hey, it's not going to be the top salary guys. It's going to be our best players. We're going to put the best players on the field, and we're going to go ahead and make that work. And I feel like when you win a Super Bowl, it's not that 11, it's not that 22, it's all those guys in the back, and it's that depth. And if you got that depth and you're not falling off, you're winning.
Yeah, and I agree. And the one thing that really turned me around on Mike McCarthy was his offseason when he did fire Mike Nolan. And I feel like Mike McCarthy, though he does kind of have some, some Pittsburgh macho-ness about him, he's not afraid to say, my bad, I messed up. And I feel like, okay, they went to this substitution. They pulled Connor Williams, went to Connor McGovern. Now, ego-wise, they could have left Connor McGovern out there and be like, well, he's playing a lot better. He's going to get But no, they finally went back and said, nah, bro, this ain't working.
It ain't working.
We was all seeing it, and they put Connor Williams right back out there. When they were going with the Lyle Terrence Steele situation, finally something clicked and said, you know what, Terrence, you did your job. We thank you for that. But you not know Lyle Collins. Lyle, you back out there, and we're going to slap a captain. You're going to be the captain today. So I like that when it comes to the coaching staff, and you seeing that with this team. So you got to be excited, man. So what's up to everyone in the chat? I'm going to stop and holler at y'all. My guy Mo's in the building. My guy SoFlo, Steve White's in the building. I'm Shannon, what's going on? Let's see here. Got my guy Carlos, Cali Cowboys 805 in the building. What's up, bro? So y'all keep the questions coming. We're definitely going to answer these questions and keep things moving. Y'all know how we do. Now, you mentioned the offense, bro. So it's kind of been a conversation, the offense for the past few weeks. Was it a slump? What were you seeing why the offense wasn't as efficient pretty much post-Minnesota until last Sunday? What were you seeing?
Tony Pollard and Amari Cooper. That's what I wasn't seeing.
Right.
And when I didn't see, because I made a highlight of that, Tuck, after that Minnesota game when he had the game winner, Amari Cooper. He was only averaging 3 catches for 36 yards. That's not going to go. That's not going to go. I love CeeDee Lamb. We're going back and forth with Boss Cowboys about the game changer and all that. But real recognize real. I love CD, and CD is having a good year. I know about the drops, but if he didn't have them drops, y'all be saying he having an all-world year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody be changing that tune. But at the end of the day, when the ball starts getting to Amari Cooper, as you saw in the Washington game, it opens everything up, especially underneath. Dalton Schultz starts eating. CeeDee Lamb especially starts eating underneath. And then you start hitting Gallup for the deep balls because Gallup starts getting forgotten. The next thing you know, he got a 41-yard catch in that game. He's getting forgotten, and boom, Dak hits him deep. I think Amari Cooper, he's the one that really opens this offense up. And also, Tony Pollard. When we saw from the 4-game win streak, New Orleans game, Dallas was struggling. Tony Pollard opened that game up with the big touchdown run. Okay. And then we seen in that Giants game, I think he had 12 carries for 74 yards, was averaging 6 yards a carry before contact. I think when that type, and plus they're changing up a little bit with Kellen Moore getting on the outs with the toss sweeps, those pitches, they work. Right. You're getting Connor Williams. Well, first it helps because now you took out McGovern. You brought a Connor Williams back in who's more athletic and get to that second level quicker than a Connor McGovern. You're pulling a Zach Martin, you're pulling a Connor Williams, and you got a Tony Pollard coming behind that. That is opening up things. And once that running game starts going and that explosiveness of Tony Pollard, I feel like that's what been the biggest reason. Because when you get your explosive guys being able to make explosive plays, the offense opens wide open.
Right. And I agree. And I think with Tony Pollard being out, Zeke kind of being on one leg, that defense was calling our bluff. Like they were just going to stack the box and make Dak beat you over the top. And then you didn't have Amari Cooper. And also people also remember, CD was out for 2 games pretty much after the concussion. So you've been kind of limited, but I like what I saw on Sunday. But I also like Amari Cooper. You know, he voiced his concern, right? He didn't throw a helmet. He didn't kick over a water cooler. But he just kind of said in the Amari Cooper-ish way, I can help. Like, put the ball in my hands. Give me the responsibility. And we saw once he's involved, because they were force feeding. Like, that was clear, force feeding. We're going to get Amari Cooper the ball. Just like you said, James, it opened up everything. CeeDee Lamb had a big day. He's now over 1,000 yards. My guy, Professor O, mentioned about Dalton Schultz is having a great season. So everything just opened up once Amari Cooper got involved, and also the run game. So, hopefully Kellen Moore continues that. Now, I said, like, you on my good side, after Sunday, but if we get out here this Sunday
and start being goofy, don't be goofy, man.
Don't be goofy. You got to get rid of these wide receiver screens. And personally, I'm not a fan of Connor McGovern at fullback. I hope we get that out the playbook because it's just like a huge roadblock when Zeke and Pollard trying to hit that hole. Like, it just didn't work. Use a real fullback. But I'm excited about what we're going to see. I think this kind of whispers about Blake Darwin possibly could be back for playoffs too, which could be another
I know
weapon.
how you mentioned that, and that's huge because that 12
formation,
personnel was banging, and it was so effective. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why we had that winning streak and that offense was humming, because you had two legitimate threats that you have to look at, and you got your receivers. I mean, that's a nasty little set when you can come in with that two tight end like that, dog. It's really hard to guard.
Yeah, it is. So let's go ahead and get into Sunday's matchup versus the Arizona Cardinals. So I got a few keys to victory. And so James chime in. So the very first one I got is pressure Kyler Murray, but also we got to make sure that we contain him. Now, he does have some design runs they like to toss in there as well. They like to use a 10 formation and kind of spread you out. They use Zach Ertz out, and kind of flex out a little bit. So we got to limit the big run, especially on third down. Now, I know the Cowboys are first defensively in third down efficiency. We got to maintain that, because those little scrambles where you can move the chains and get out, we can't let that happen, especially those big runs. So I feel like with our defense, with them Lions out there, DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory, Micah Parsons, we get Tristan Hill back, we should be able to have a big day versus their offensive line. I think they just mentioned that their left tackle, who I thought was soft anyway, is going to be out. I just took his sky. I was like, man, I was actually hoping he would play because I looked like him with a free lunch. So, so I feel like we can take advantage. But when it comes to Kyler Murray, what are you seeing, James, about how we can neutralize him? Because that's the head. Everything's going to start and end with Kyler Murray on Sunday.
I think one of the things I was just watching, I watched the last three games, the last three losses, excuse me, against Detroit, Indianapolis, and the Rams. One thing I noticed of what the teams were doing, especially like Detroit, they were really dropping in coverage. Like in the second half, they were like sending some timely blitzes. I'm agreeing with you saying keep him. And one of the things when we're keeping him on the inside, how you can play that wide 9 defense, Tuck? Keep these defensive ends in kind of tight, in my opinion, and kind of encase him. Because if you're going to rush him from the outside, encase him and don't go wide to let him be able to go in them creases. Because to me, he plays better when it's chaos and hectic, and that's when them broken plays, and that's when he gets big plays. If we can keep him inside that pocket, and I don't mind, let him sit in coverage and make you beat him in coverage. Because I saw them Detroit Lions going there like they were going to blitz, and they were dropping in coverage and making him beat them, throwing the ball. He wasn't doing it, Tuck. He was struggling. And one of the another things that I wanted us to do is attack him straight up the middle. He's short. Okay. I watched when Baker Mayfield, and I seen short quarterbacks, when you pressure him in that middle, because a lot of times when you see Murray, when he throws, he's always hopping in the air. He's always already jumping in the air, throwing the ball because he can't see over you. So if we can get that good pressure, and when you're pressuring him,
hands up.
Put your hands up.
And we've seen that turn to interceptions, with
those
Gregory. Yeah, so
it happened with Gregory. It happened
Armstrong.
with DeMarcus Lawrence. Armstrong had one. And then when I watched that Detroit game, and I watched, I think, another game, they did that. They tipped it in the air, and they got the interception off of it. So rush him up in the middle. Keep those hands up, tip balls. And like you said, they're going to do these little dump off screens. Keep your eyes on that, because once I seen they started blitzing them and they were getting to him, they started going with the quick screen play.
The quick
Dallas
underneath.
is really, the quick underneath and that screen play. Dallas is really good identified, because I've seen the last few games, Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence already dropping back in that screen, already seen it. So I'm excited about that. And to me, keep that eye on Zach Ertz. He's gonna go to Zach Ertz. He's gonna try to throw those little dump offs up the middle. He's gonna try to go to Zach Ertz. That's where I really want to see. Contain Zach Ertz, in my opinion. Keep him bottled in and really get that pressure up the middle. And I think we're really going to have a lot of success with that.
Yeah, when you look at Kyler Murray, like statistically where he likes to go is the short center. Like, so Zach Ertz underneath those, Christian Kirk, like those quick throws. But that's when that team speed comes back into play, be able to close on those screens, which I'll definitely take that in favor. Now, the conversation, let me ask you this, James, about Micah being in a spot. Do you spy Micah, or do you just let Micah loose? You're coming and sending pressure up the A gaps, B gaps,
Let Micah loose. I don't
Okay.
feel like you really got to spy Kyler Murray because you got other athletes. You feel me? Maybe you spy if you don't got nobody else and you're worried. You know what I'm saying? Because you
Right.
feel like he can get on the out, so you got to have that major guy spy. Dallas has got team speed across the board now. You know what I mean? We got waves of fast guys. Well, do you see these quarterbacks when they roll out? When D-Law and all them on them, dog, they throwing that ball away. They trying to get out of there. They just trying to get away from that. So it ain't just no Michael Parsons. So I don't feel like we have to have an all-time spy on him because you still got Curse playing that big nickel. Curse can keep an eye on you. I feel me. You got different players that can kind of do different things. And when I seen these other teams, they didn't really spy him. They would come after him, send some timely blitzes, do the fake blitz. They were dropping in coverage and say, throw these passes in this coverage and let's see if you can do it. And he wasn't completing them. And I like that. Make Kyler Murray beat you throwing the ball.
And the one thing when I watch Kyler Murray is that he might not even take the full sack. He might just go down because he don't want to get hit like that because he's so small. So this multiple times when he played against the Rams, Aaron Donald was coming. He was like, nah, I'm just going to lay down, bro. I'm down. So, I feel like that pressure can really get to him and disrupt him, which I think that we can definitely do, like I said, especially against their offensive line because when I watch their
we can pressure them, Tuck, with 4, and that's what we really want.
I feel like
that's what you want, Tuck.
Yeah.
You feel me? We got D-Law playing crazy. You got Gallimore who's coming in there nutty. And we got a nice rotation with the tackles. You got Tristan Hill coming back. You still got Bohanna. You feel me? You still got Carlos Watkins. You can slide D-Law in there over the center. He's been playing inside. You can do multiple things. But if you can get that pressure with just your 4, which I think Dan Quinn wants, because I feel like he wants to be like, hey, get out here and try to throw that ball, especially with Kelvin Joseph coming in there and playing. He needs to continue to get more work because that man can cover the ball.
But let me ask you that. So that was the conversation this week. How does Kelvin? We got that little sample. We got that sample, but how does he get back?
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, Tuck. I don't know what to do.
Like I said, man, it's like Thanksgiving, man. Your grandma gave you a little bit of the cake and said, all right, go sit down and wait till dinner's ready. And everybody's ready to eat. But how do we get Kelvin Joseph back involved? I just don't see how. I mean, there's been conversations floating around about a dime. I don't think that's going to be the case. Like,
Dan Quinn going to have to. This is a tough one right here for me. Out of all the positions right now, this is a tough one because Anthony Brown is playing very well. He's playing lights out this year. He's having a career year across the board. Can't nobody say you can say you hate Anthony Brown all you want to. We've all talked trash about him, but when the man turns his game around and starts balling, you got to recognize it. He's playing very well football. But Tuck, I can't front. And I know he's a rookie, and I don't want to just throw him out there in the playoffs against no Aaron Rodgers, nothing like that. I want to keep my vet, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis. But he's got to figure out some way to get Kelvin Joseph in there because I feel like, Tuck, Kelvin Joseph is, just from me, from the outside looking in, feels like he's just going to really catch on to this quick. Now he got the taste of that action.
Right.
I feel like, I just feel like he got a taste of that action now. He gonna be chomping at the bit like Mike and be on that sideline. I don't want to play. You know what I'm saying? Because dog, you saw it. You talked to Kelvin Joseph many a times. You feel me?
Yeah.
We saw it, dog. Just
sticky.
that he's sticky and he's so natural. Right. His natural movement, his hips, it's effortless. It was seamless. And I'm just like, man, the more reps he gets, Tuck, that's the guy. You got a guy on the opposite side in Trevin Diggs. And I made the Marcus Peters comment. That's why I ain't tripping when he gives up yards because he's a playmaking corner. Right. That's what they do at times because they're always trying to make a play and get the ball.
Right.
On your opposite side, though, that's lockdown. Right. That's all coverage over there. If Bossman continues to get better like we feel after we seen that small sample, bro, that other side going to be locked down with coverage.
Yeah, like I said, it's gonna be interesting. That's what everyone's gonna be watching on Sunday.
I know.
I mean, if you put Bossman back in that special teams jar, bro, it's going to be hard. That's why this summer I was gonna put him at safety because I just wanted him on the field somewhere.
Right,
I was like, I just didn't. Once I kind of knew, after camp, like, all right, he didn't beat Anthony Brown out. Anthony Brown got to the spot, and Jordan Lewis ain't moving. Like, we need to get him on the field some way. I was like, he played safety in high school, a little bit of LSU, put him back there, but it's too late for experimentation right now.
Right.
But like I said, we go back and we just see Bossman on special teams getting 12 reps here and there. Cowboys Nation ain't gonna be happy with that. So I think
we're not. I hope he does because he's been a mastermind with it. He's been an ultimate mastermind with fitting and mixing and matching and fitting the right pieces at the right time. So I trust Dan Quinn that he's going to do it because he's been doing it all year. But I want to see some more Kelvin Joseph. I think he's that cover corner. I love Jordan Lewis. I
Right.
like how Anthony Brown has stepped up. But that's the guy we need, Tuck.
Right.
That's the guy we need opposite of Diggs.
Right.
We need to get him up to speed because he has that athletic ability. So if you come in with a high-powered offense, right, like the Rams, let's say you happen to play the Rams. We don't know.
Right.
They got OBJ and they got Cup, right? Well, if Dallas could come in and you continue to get them rests of boss man, I'm feeling good. Like, yeah, we can match you, dog, just like with the Packers. We can come in, we can match you in the secondary now. We can match you
Right.
defensively. And that's why I feel good about attacking these teams coming into the playoffs. Because the defense can match you on the defensive line. We can attack you
Right.
on your line. We can stop you. We can blitz you. We can pressure you, the third in the league in pressures. And now we got a back end. So if you're throwing that ball, guess what? We got 25 interceptions,
Right.
leading the league in turnovers. We can get that ball now and make it easier for the offense. And once that offense can score on you quick, y'all in trouble.
Yeah. And also, I'll say this about Kelvin Joseph. He don't have to play Sunday because the following Sunday when we play Philly, ain't going to be no opportunities for no pass reps. So it's like, because Philly going to try to run it. Philly going to run the ball 100 times and try to get out there with a win. So if he's going to get reps before playoffs, he has to get it on Sunday. Now, offensively versus the Cardinals, bro, when I watch the film, I feel like the opportunity to run the ball is going to be wide open this game. And so are you seeing the same thing? Like we mentioned about running off the edges last game, having the guards pull a little bit more with Connor Williams, also Zach Martin. So it looks like Zeke, even though he's not fully healthy like he was at the beginning of the season, kind of showing that cut and that burst, he still can go lateral, straight forward. You know what I'm saying? He's looking to punish. And then you do have Tony Pollard luckily coming back off the foot injury. He looks fine. So I feel like the Cowboys should be able to run the ball down Arizona's throat, if that's the case. What are you seeing?
I'm seeing all that with you, Tuck. I'm in 1,000% agreement with you because I've seen
to cut you off. And specifically, you can run the ball at Chandler Jones.
Yes, you can. Case in point, I don't know if it was Taylor or Reynolds, but they ran specifically. I think it was Reynolds. They ran specifically from Detroit at Chandler Jones, and that's where he got the majority of his rush yards. Reynolds, who I don't even know who no Reynolds is for no Detroit Lions, ran for 126 yards. Taylor ran for 108. Sonny Michel ran for 79 on 20 carries. He still almost averaged 4 yards a carry. Right. You get what I'm saying? Taylor basically went where they really killed them was inside the tackles. Now, that you could get yards on them because I love Tony Pollard, but you can attack that middle in between the tackles. That's where the majority of those tough yards, and they were killing and grinding out teams because, they got Jordan Phillips. I wanted Jordan Phillips from Buffalo. I wanted him. You know what I'm saying? But he's been kind of injured. They got Leaky Fotu. He's been just real regular. That guy, I know they got Marcus Golden. He's got 11 sacks. But when I seen him in games, he hasn't been that guy. It's been Chandler Jones been the guy that's been the one that puts the most pressure. And I feel like if you can really lock him down, because we got Tyron Smith back, thank you, Jesus. Exactly. So if Tyron Smith is really good, guess what? I like that matchup with that. And like you said, I like us in the run. Here's some quick stat, Tuck. I put them on Twitter, but in those 5 games that they lost, teams have averaged 131 yards rushing the game against them. They're attempting 31 attempts a game, and they're averaging 4.1 yards a carry. But the biggest thing, 131 yards a game, 31 attempts, that means you stay with the run. No matter what, stay with it, commit to it, because you will be able to beat up this defense, and you will definitely be able to wear it down.
Right, exactly. And that was kind of going to be my next bullet point, is stay consistent with the play call. And Kellen Moore, if the run game's evolving, just stick with it. Like, we don't have to put on a show every Sunday, but I know he's going to look over there and see Queensberry over there, and, I can go toe-to-toe with you, and we can air it out. Hopefully that's not the case, but, I like I said, bro, I feel like you can definitely take advantage of Chandler Jones and run the ball at him. And one thing that we added back on Sunday, which I was kind of, excited to finally see, is the run game with Dak Prescott. Like, we saw Dak use his legs a little bit more. So, it's not the same, but once you add that dynamic, it gives you the opportunity to put the play action back in the playbook, the RPOs, add those type of things back. That's been a staple throughout Dak Prescott's career. So everything is starting to gel at the right time. But as a Cowboys fan, man, y'all got to be excited. Now, to flip the other side of the ball defensively, their run game with Connor and also Edmonds, I feel like they're efficient. You have James Conner. I think he's like second in the NFL right now in touchdowns, and you have Edmonds. I think he's like averaging 5 yards a carry. But I feel like they don't commit to the run game like they should either. And so I feel like if we're able to do what we do offensively and get up quickly, we'll force them to be one-dimensional, and I feel like they're going to abandon the run. They'll go with their 4 wide sets and just try to air it out and scramble and play Madden and do what they do to compete with the Cowboys. But I feel like we should get out and jump start early and force them to be one-dimensional.
I totally agree with that, especially when I was listening to you, and I've been full agreement with that since probably like week 5, week 6. Cowboys, I like the quick offense. I like when they come in with that quick tempo offense and put the pressure on that defense. And it seems like when Dak can come in there with that quick tempo, he gets in that good rhythm, and then he's playing really good after that when he can get that good rhythm, get those first 3 passes off, guys catch him quick like he did with Amari Cooper. Because right now, between those 3 quarterbacks with Wentz, Stafford, and Goff, dog, check this out, Tuck. 0 to 9 yards, right? 79 completion percentage. 0 to 9 yards. All 3 of these quarterbacks. So 0 to 10 yards. So the short field, and that kills that short field.
Right.
Okay. You can really eat with a Dalton Schultz, those quick outs to Amari Cooper. You can get those quick outs. They're getting 79. They're completing 79% for 254 yards and 4 touchdowns. Then, if you want to, after you start slow cooking them in the middle, soften them up with that D, with the run game, you can hit them deep. 10 attempts, and against these 3 quarterbacks, 10 attempts, 8 completions. They're completing 80% of their passes on yards 20 plus and longer. 4 touchdowns as well for 288 yards. So the short game, they're completing 79%. The long game, 80%. So that tells me you can eat these dudes up short, and then once they get tired or once you start hitting them, the play action game works against them. Hit them with the play action, and you can go deep and you can score.
Right. And that's why I said yesterday, I feel like it's going back to, kind of the Cowboys. My motto is you can have it your way, like Burger King. Like, if you want to run the ball down their throat, you can do it that way. If you want to pick them apart and move the underneath game and move the chains, you can do it that way. Or you can take advantage of their corners and hit them over the top. And so I feel like our offense outweighs their defense tremendously, bro, where we should be able to pick, whatever we want. Now, it's just up to Kellen again. Like I said, just don't be too excited where it's like, we got to put on a show. Like, nah, just be efficient. We don't need 40 burgers, even though I like 40 burgers and 50 burgers. That's cool. But just be more efficient. And I think Professor O said this last night about the run game. I think from like 20, correct me if I'm wrong with this, O, like from the 20-yard line all the way into the red zone, like they give up one of the most yardage on the ground. And then when they get in the red zone, their touchdowns are all via air. So once you get to the red zone, you're able to throw the ball and score touchdowns versus, the passing. So I feel like it's going to be an optimal game for Dak Prescott to stay in rhythm, continue to do what he's did on Sunday, and take that momentum into the playoffs. Someone asked a question, and honestly, I still don't know, y'all, because all these different playoff scenarios you see and who wins here. And he says, what seed do you think the Cowboys will end up with? Me personally, if I just had this go off the top of my head, I'm saying the 3 seed.
We're 2 seed right now, right?
Right, we're 2 right now.
So if Dallas wins out and Green Bay wins out, do they stay the 2?
See, I don't think that's the case. It's something with the Rams that could throw everything off where they could get the. So I think if it's a 3-way tie, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all in the chat. If it's a 3-way tie, the Cowboys would get the nod if we win out and be the 2nd. But if it turns like a 2-way tie between us and Tampa, then it goes to the head-to-head, and they would become the 2nd seed. So it's like I ain't got that far, y'all. Be honest with you, I just didn't want that 4 seed because I didn't want to play the Rams. In the wild card, I feel like that'd be a bad opening matchup for us. But yeah. So Professor O says the Cards allow third. He said allow third most explosive runs, 10 plus in the league, but 75% of the touchdowns scored on them come through the air. Yeah, that's the stat.
There it is. And one of my guys has sent a stat to me. I think it was the other day. Dallas in the red zone at home are like 2nd in the league. And they're like 27th or 28th in the league on the road. So that bodes well for the Cowboys as well. You got a home game. I mean, for real, let's just keep it real. the Cowboys got to remember what happened last year with
They
them
got to.
Cardinals, man.
Right.
They got to. And just like you said, Tuck, I don't hate the man. I don't know him.
Right.
But Kyler Murray, just something about him kind of just rubs me the wrong way. He got a little sneaky, like, he got a little, you know what I mean? He got just a little.
Yeah. Well,
I can't.
Well, I told people yesterday, like, so he's a family friend of mine. So, you know, my dad coached Kyler Murray all the way up into high school. So, but yeah, he kind of just got this pompous, arrogant, you know.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that, but I just feel it's real arrogant, man.
Right,
like, it's like, I ain't worried about y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But hey, you supposed to be like that as a quarterback. So I'm just really saying, okay, Kyler, you did it last year, but you did it against Jalen Smith with one leg and LVE and your boy, Xavier.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You wasn't playing against these guys now. So I want to see that energy. I want to see you come in and turn, because you didn't even turn up last year.
Right.
You didn't have no turn up game in Dallas like everybody thought. You was running that ball though.
Right.
I don't think that happens this game. You're not going to run all on Dallas like you did before, and it's going to be it's going to be a different story. So I really just want to get after these Cardinals, and I feel like the boys. Tuck, one thing I'm really excited about with this team is I feel like they are really, really focused. Dak Prescott has really took over that leadership, especially when he got his money. When he really got his money, everybody kind of took in line like that. All right, our quarterback got his money.
It's his team.
His team finally. Let's do this. And it seems like once Dak really got his money, he just really took over. Just really said, "This is my squad." And I feel like he's not going to allow this. He didn't play in that game.
Right.
He wants to say, I didn't play in that Cardinals game.
Right.
You did. I want to get back at you. Dak is hella competitive, and he is focused. And I believe this team is understanding. We have the team that can really get to 6.
Right.
Let's stay on course.
Right. And that's the thing. And Mike McCarthy said something, bro, after that win on Sunday. He said, y'all got 12 o'clock at midnight. The game was over damn near at 10:30. So y'all got till midnight to celebrate with being the NFC East champs. And then Monday, we focused on the Cardinals. Like, it was just like, all right, that's cool. It's time to move on. But I just think the whole energy with this team, I was up to my guy, Sky, in the building. But I said this to Sky the other day. Even if this team doesn't get the ultimate goal of the Super Bowl, which we're all pushing for, I just like this team, bro. I just like what I see. I like the energy. I like the personalities. I like the swagger, the confidence, like the resiliency. Like, because we know seasons past, if you tell me you're going to lose Michael Gallup for a game, we're going to start off with Zach Martin. DeMarcus Lawrence is going to be out. La'el Collins is going to be suspended I'd have been like, oh, hell no. You know what I'm saying?
Season over.
Yeah, I would start dropping draft content already. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, to show them come together and really rally together. They play for each other. And you play football, you coach. Whenever you have a team like that, it's special. Like I said, that's a testament to Mike McCarthy, the staff, and these players getting the right people in house. And the last bullet point I have, bro, is to win the turnover margin, which the Cowboys, of course, is doing great in. But also, the Cardinals got about 26 turnovers as well, so they can force some turnovers as well. We can't come out and play sloppy. We all know they do have that X factor back there in Budda Baker. You got to be careful because he can make you pay. But for the most part, what is your expectations as far as score-wise for this game? Do you think it's going to be a shootout? I personally don't.
I don't think it's going to be a shootout as well. I think it's going to be one of them sticky games for a little bit. I'm thinking like in the mid-20s, like a 24 to 20, 24 to 14. I think it might be that. I don't think Arizona's going to score a lot of points like they did that last game. They're not going to score 38 points against Dallas. That's just not my opinion.
Right.
Number one, when I see the receivers, them losing Hopkins is huge because to me, A.J. Green is a shell of himself. He's not the A.J. Green. They haven't had the great chemistry. Christian Kirk has 6-7 drops.
Right.
I mean, he's
Elijah
sometimes
Moore is kind of iffy.
Elijah Moore, you know what I mean? So, you know, I don't look at that they're as explosive. And when I'm watching them in these games, they're not as explosive, Tuck. So I don't see them scoring a lot of points against us. Now, I can say I do feel that it could be a blowout after the second half because once Dallas gets rolling, I really feel like we can't really mash them because I've seen these other teams get on top of them. And once them teams get on top of them, the Cardinals kind of just give up.
Because
they look like they give up, bro.
It's on foreign territory. It's like they were kind of top dogs when the season started off and everything was going well.
They be giving up,
but
Tuck.
now they get a little blood in their mouth. they cave, you know.
They chill. Like if you get on them and start smacking them in the mouth, dog,
Right.
they especially their defense, they start wilting. They
Right.
just start letting it happen. So hey, if that starts, that's why I want to be able to get on them quick score. You know, when we get on that board first, Tuck, get that 7-0, that's when I feel good. When we score first 7-0 and we just took it downfield and scored, I'll be thinking instantly, Tuck, y'all in trouble. Your team in trouble now because it's 7-0. And I really believe these teams, because they know how opportunistic our defense is and things of that nature, they start feeling the pressure like we got to hurry up and come back and try to score here, because if it's not, it's going to get ugly because of what they have in that defense now. And that feels good. And just one last thing I want to say. Just listen to Amari Cooper when he was talking about, yeah, man, this team feels special. A lot of teams' seasons are ending, ours just beginning. But just what you just said, man, I was thinking the same thing today, literally like 3-4 hours ago. Like, you know what? I would love for Dallas to win the Super Bowl and go to it. But if they didn't, I still love this team too, Tuck. I'm like, man, these dudes are fighting for each other. They are really playing for it. It ain't for the camera.
Right.
I can tell when it's for the camera, dog.
Right.
I can tell the fake stuff.
Right.
The fake friendship and all that stuff for the camera. This is authentic. This is real. This is real team love. And that offense against the defense, I love how they did that, because that gives you, when you get on that fit, dog,
bro,
you play football.
Honestly, that was the more interesting game on Sunday.
That's what I love right there.
I was keeping track. Me and my guy Steve on Twitter, I was like, who's up? Offense, and you see they were on the sides of the sounds of the sideline. They got the blunt putt. They were trying, who got that? Like they competing with each other. But like, if you ever played the game of football, that's so fun because you are so fired up and inspired, man. Like, and when you having that competition like that, Tuck, you know, when next time you get out on the field, you're thinking about that in the back of the mind too, dog. Because we got to get one, and it makes you even more competitive because you know it's going to be a battle between this offense and defense because we both have the players on each side, and it's fun. Right. Not only is it competitive, it's fun, and when you're having fun playing the game, that's when you win championships. Right. And my guy Moses, the coach, reminds me of the San Francisco Giants baseball, playing for each other, no egos. Yeah, and that's the thing, is like there's no ego. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the fun part. And like even if you go back to where you're kind of seeing when the season started, when they were all playing the basketball game, like they just out there competing. And I think, you know, that's a testament to not Mike McCarthy, but Micah Parsons. Like the one thing I said when we drafted him, that he was going to remind me of 2016 Zeke. Just this young, energetic, competitive player who's the best player on the field and just doesn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? The first thing Micah Parsons comes out and says, I don't think the NFL is hard. Like, he's just so good. He don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, and this dude didn't play last year. Right. Didn't even play last year. Hopped off the couch, did his combine, became the Cowboys, and came one of the faces of his team. That's special. Like, it's special. We have players defensively. Like I said, there was a key point on Sunday where I knew, all right, something's really different, bro. And when we had that first drive and Cedric Wilson tried to toss the pitch to Amari Cooper, and Amari Cooper kind of stood there like, and I sat there and said, we're going to get the ball back. Defense going to get us the ball back. And like, that's crazy coming from my mindset last year, because last year when the defense got ran down their throat, I'm just like, all right, well, offense is going to score. It's completely switched where I just knew, like, all right, defense will get a turnover. We'll get the ball back. It's cool. You know, and they have that same mindset. They were getting turnovers at the end of the season last year. Translating over. Now is an expectation. I know earlier on, we saw that Tampa game. They were getting turnovers. We didn't know if that's kind of just the one. You know what I'm saying? Thursday night football, emotions are high. But every game, you go back to that Patriots game. When we need to play and get the ball back, there it is. Diggs interception, pick six. So you got to be excited. And I feel like this is the type of team you can take to Green Bay. You can take back to Tampa. You can play versus the Rams. Like, there's no team in the NFC or NFL that scares me. If you give me this team back, bring them back to Kansas City. Kansas City caught us slipping. You know what I'm saying? That's how, you know, I was out there. They caught us slipping. It is what it is. But I want to play them again. I would love to play Kansas City again. I feel like we would match up very well versus Kansas City. Very well, especially if we're fully healthy. Yeah. Especially if we're fully healthy. And that was the thing that I was trying to preach to a lot of people, is like, even as kind of, you know, shaking the season kind of going after that Thanksgiving game, we were getting players back. Normally it's the opposite. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We were getting reinforcement, not just players. We were getting key players back.
Dogs.
So dogs back, Lions, man. So, Cowboys Nation, I'm fired up. Like I said, I think that Sunday is going to be a good game because, a lot of people are going to say, Arizona lost to Detroit. But no, they back to the wall. They going to fight on Sunday. Like, they going to fight. But I think that we going to fight, too, and punch them in the mouth and get out with the victory. So I'm excited about this game, man. Well, big game, bro. I appreciate, like I said, real talk, bro. I appreciate all your content, all the hard work you're doing, man. We talk off the phone, man, but I can't say that enough. Keep doing your thing. Keep being you, bro. I learned a lot from you personally, man. So I definitely appreciate it, man. And definitely gonna have to have you back. But for the people who do not know where to find you, I don't know what your issue is, but tell them where they can find you at, my guy.
Hey, man, number one, man, I really appreciate coming on. Like I said, I fully was blessed and graced when you hit me up. I was excited to do this. I appreciate how you come in. I love how you be on Twitter, dog. You just raw with it, dog. You funny.
Yeah, it's just me, man.
I love
just
it.
Me, man.
It's real and raw, and I love it. I was like, Tuck just be saying whatever. I love it. I just turn it over like Tuck just be saying whatever.
I'm getting better. Like I said today, man.
I love it, though, bro. No. Don't stop that. No.
But I understand, bro, as I'm growing my responsibilities, I can't, you know what I'm saying, with everybody.
Can't just say whatever. Yeah, just can't say whatever on Twitter.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Hold up, dog. I'm doing Cowboys now.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because one dude, I blocked him on Twitter, and he messaged me on Instagram talking reckless, and I just spazzed out on him. And he was just like, my bad. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, I can't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm growing, but Cowboys Nation is growing with me, but I definitely appreciate the opportunities that everyone's giving me.
It's like I said, it's all love. But if you want to check me out, man, just what it is. Big Game James. Just type it in. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You can go over there, Silver and Blue Nation. You can go over there and you can just hit me up on Twitter too. Big Game James. Follow me. Just be trying to just keep it real and talk some good Cowboys football and just try to keep it as honest as we can and just try to have fun and enjoy this ride because you know what? I ain't saying 6, but bro, if Cowboys play their game, it really could be it.
It really could be it. Let me stop you there. Mm-hmm. What are the things, if you see some red flags getting to that level, what are you seeing right now from your perspective?
Honestly, it is going to be on this offense. I feel like in my heart, if this offense, Kellen Moore, if they don't be coming in aggressive and he just comes in I don't like sometimes he gets that conservative, like we just trying to win the game. Right. I don't like that because I've seen him do that where he's just like, we're just trying to win the game. Mm-hmm. And that was that Garrett-ish stuff. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
He gets caught between McCarthy. Like some games he's too aggressive, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But some games,
and then some games, I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like you just don't, you just trying to what are you doing right now? You can see it when he does it. So I really think that's the biggest red flag to me is if that offense is not coming in. We obviously with that red zone, that's got to continue to go up because you need to score touchdowns. Can't be field goals, needs to be touchdowns. And I just feel like that's the biggest thing. Not Dak or anything like that. I just feel like this offense is got to come in and you know what I'm talking about. Right. I don't got the freaking word for it, but we know when we look at it, like, come on, man, stop that.
Yeah. It just wasn't us. That's why I'm saying for the past few weeks, a lot of people are kind of getting like, Tuck, a win is a win. It's like, no, but that's not the standard I'm holding this offense to. They could play better, and they knew it. It just didn't feel
offense
right.
Is too explosive.
Yeah, they're way too explosive playing like that.
Too good and too explosive.
Yeah, and especially against those teams, bro. Like it just wasn't it. But it was good to kind of see them back because, like I said, it shows what we really can be. When we click on all 3 cylinders now, my red flag still is Greg Zuerlein. I just
red flag.
I just can't trust him, but we have to roll with them from here. That's my huge red flag. But it shows how explosive we can be when we click on all 3 cylinders. Like I said, special teams is playing. Because here's the crazy part, Cowboys Nation. We sat back last year and saw all those fake punts. We haven't seen one fake punt this year. So I guarantee you they got something in the stash for when it's really going to matter. But to get
Fossil got something, dog.
He got something in the stash he's just holding on to. But to see him stay, because I remember when the Bradley and I forgot what game that was, when Bradley and I got the the roughing the kicker. That Chargers, Cowboys fans, why would you go for a block? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then now, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, go block it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was like, I'll be looking as soon as it be fourth down, I'm like, oh boy, here it go, foul. So here it go. I'm like, just don't jump offside, dog. Just don't, because I know y'all gonna try to block it. It ain't gonna matter. He's gonna try to block it every single time. I can't get mad at that aggressiveness, though. I really can't, because that's what we wanted. We want an aggressive team this year, and we didn't want the softness and the passiveness and all that. And Dallas gave us everything we wanted, so we should just be happy and be in the moment right now, because the Cowboys are really giving the Cowboys fans a treat like no other, because we haven't seen something like this in a very long time. I don't care.
Right. And Cowboys Nation, you know, I don't want to look too far ahead, but enjoy it, because a lot of these players on one-year deals, and we know, Stephen Jones, but I can do it again. You know what I'm saying? So, enjoy this team, enjoy this ride. Like I said, take it one game at a time. But this team is special, and I'm definitely excited. Someone says LVE is my red flag. LVE's been playing fine as of late.
He's been playing better because you know what? Gallimore, when you get your big boy in the middle and he can keep you clean, then you can play better. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Gallimore has been a big asset in that, because I was saying Keanu O'Neal was a disappointment. But you know what? He's been playing better, and I feel like when that front is all together, it makes it easy for your linebackers. I just want to say one last thing. Kellen Moore, if you ever hear this, when you go into them playoffs, go all out. That's my main thing. Go out there like this is you coaching for a new job or something, or you're auditioning
it sounds like
for a
he
thing.
is. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like he
do
is.
it then. Then go all out. Go be a mastermind. If you get a buy or something, go in there with your bag and go crazy with your bag. You must be in your bag for the playoffs, Kellen Moore. That's if we're talking about red flags, Tuck, that's it. Kellen Moore's got to be in his bag for the playoffs. If he's not, that offense is going to be bad. Be in your bag, Kellen. Let it hang all out. Go all out, and this offense will follow it.
I agree, because the talent's definitely there. You know, it's going to be on him. You know, but I feel like once we get to the playoffs, man, they're going to open up a whole lot. I feel like you're going to see. That's when we're going to be watching, and Dak really going to take off for real, because everything's on the line. I feel like they've been kind of monitoring him as of late. Like, hey, can't do the one thing that cannot go wrong this season, right? So I feel like once we get to the playoffs, man, we're going to see some offense open up. And it's showtime, which I definitely agree, man. Like I said, big game. I appreciate you for coming on, man. You come to the playoff game, you say?
Yeah, man. I already talked to my plug, man. And he said he's going to give me some prices this week. So me and Booth, I'm going to get Booth thing, and we're going to get out there, because we got to get to this playoff game. That stuff going to be crazy.
That's what I was saying, man. Because I went to every game in October and November. Like, I've been on a drought, man. I've been like, damn.
Yeah, dog. That playoff stuff going to be crazy.
It's going to be crazy. I'm just trying to figure out.
Because people really going to be believing when they're there.
Right, yeah.
Because when you go, if it's a playoff game, but you just hoping and you cheering, but you hoping on the inside. This playoffs, they gonna be good. We gonna go in there believing
we are that team. Like
we that team. Yeah, we're the team.
Because in 2018 when we played the Seahawks, I'm like, man, I don't know.
I was like, please, can we win it? Oh,
you know what I'm saying? But now it's like, nah, we're that top team. And it's good to feel that way, especially coming off last year. So we definitely gonna link up out there. And Cowboys Nation, if y'all see me for the first time, of course, you can comment, like, subscribe. Cowboys fans only. Turn that notification bell. We just hit 3,000 subscribers, so we're climbing that mark, man.
Shout out.
Appreciate it.
Do it.
Long way, man. Long way. I mean, I remember 30. You know what I'm saying? Doing these shows.
Shoot, like, me too, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Me too.
But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the journey, man. I used to have my kids upstairs watching the show. Like, hey, is this thing working? Like,
you feel me? Bro.
Tell my wife, hey, comment real quick, see if this works. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Like I said earlier, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at JTuck151. It's a fun conversation on Twitter. I just be doing
It's a fun conversation. Hit him up on Twitter. He's funny.
It's fun. And then of course
he's real, raw, and rugged.
That's all I and a lot of people understand, like, it's just my thoughts. I'm just let my thoughts come out, you know.
So hey, this is what I say. That's your Twitter handle, right? So you could whatever you want to say. You feel me?
Right.
This it's okay. People gotta stop being so tenderhearted sometimes in certain things.
Facts. And then last but not least, CowboysFansOnly.com. Salute to everyone. So here's the story, man. Y'all bought up the store before Christmas. And so everyone was like placing orders, and I'm looking at these orders like, so I was on the phone, Cowboys Nation, for like 3 hours today trying to track all these orders. They were like, man, everything's sold out. I was like, what do you mean everything's sold out? So I had to get everything restocked. I was talking to different providers, everything. So the store is fully restocked. Those Dak sweaters that everyone was buying like crazy, they are back in store. So those Parsons shirts, everyone, go get it.
Parsons shirts were hard, bro. I got to get a Parsons. I got to holler at you on that because I want one of them.
Appreciate you. Appreciate. Go ahead. I got you, bro. So we'll definitely talk. But everyone, go holler at those shirts, man. They were flying by. I appreciate all the support, man. So I want everyone to stay safe. Because tomorrow's New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year.
I always kind of preach this message. Everyone have a safe New Year's. It feels like every year I'm waking up to some sad news. Just be smart out there, y'all.
Right.
Use your Ubers. Just use sensible, man. But I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay encouraged, and have a great New Year. Big things coming in 2022, not only for this Dallas Cowboys team, but for yourselves. So got to make smart decisions, and I can't wait to link up with y'all in the next season, man. So appreciate everyone out there. Matt Owens says I have the exclusive Boss Man shirt from Tuck. Yeah, them Boss Man shirts had to get pulled from the shelf. Ain't no more Boss. Those are limited editions that you got. Bro.
Yeah, them is limited. It's limited. Yeah, that's what it do. Frame that one.
It was a 5 of 5, man. Like those things flew, and me and Boss Man had a cool conversation, but we cool now. Hey, I appreciate all the support. Everyone have a happy New Year. I'm gonna drop a video course tomorrow before New Year, but I got plans with the wife. Let me ask you this though: college football. Who you got? James?
Man, I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't even been watching no college football. I'm gonna just keep it all the way 100. I used to be that guy. I used to, Tuck, but now it's just so much stuff that be going on, bro. I'm gonna just keep it so real.
Right.
I'll just look at the bowl games because I'm looking at the players for the draft.
Right.
And I don't even watch college football no more. So I'm just keeping it real.
Right. Yeah. I guess I'm the only one because I like the draft content, man. So I've been studying. So as soon as this is over, man, I'm ready to launch. But it ain't gonna be as sexy as last year, y'all, because we should be picking the top 30s, pretty much. And so we might.
But it's still gonna be some good stuff though because of the positions, because of the positions that we can get. You feel me?
Yeah, and so it's gonna be fun. But like I think Alabama's gonna take it. I think Alabama gonna circle.
Yeah, because they probably gonna they play Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, they play Cincy. Yeah.
They're gonna smack them. I love Cincy. I'm out here in Ohio. They're gonna get smacked.
Yeah, I think. but Cincy got some guys out there, man. So I think
they got some guys, but
it's the same. There's levels.
You ain't got them guys.
There's levels out there. So I think we gonna get that Bama Georgia rematch. So definitely
probably,
man. But I didn't know that the games were on Friday night on New Year's Eve because I got dinner plans with the wife and stuff. Like, bro, I got the game. New Year's.
Gonna have that phone like this,
like the Apple Watch.
Okay.
Yep. Hopefully we got reservation, got the TV on. But hey, man, everyone have a good one, and I'll holler at y'all tomorrow, man.